Cuba marks Revolution Day on Thursday, and Fidel Castro will not be making a surprise appearance, according to the Communist Party's daily newspaper, The Granma. Instead, the 80-year-old's brother, Raúl, will fill in and give the Revolution Day address, another sign perhaps that last year's transfer of power could become more permanent. Thursday marks 54 years since Fidel Castro led an assault on the Moncoda barracks in an attempt to overthrow the government of Fulgencio Batista. It was unsuccessful, and Batista remained in power until 1959. But July the 26th remains the most important day in Cuba's revolutionary calendar. It's now been a year since Cuba's ailing leader was last seen in public. Castro's medical condition remains a state secret. Al Jazeera's Mariana Sanchez reports from Havana.
Nearly 50 years after the revolution that brought Fidel Castro to power, Cuba remains a country steeped in the past. Everywhere, Cubans are preparing to celebrate one of the country's most important anniversaries. On July 26, 1953, Castro launched an attack on the Moncoda military barracks, beginning a 6-year fight to usher in the revolution.
July 26 was a great triumph.
78-year-old Yadislava remembers it as the day that gave hope to the poor. Political change was on the horizon.
It was what freed us and put us on the path to save the Cuban people.
It was during this commemoration a year ago that Fidel Castro last addressed the Cuban people. Just hours later, he was rushed to a hospital to undergo surgery for intestinal bleeding. At the time, analysts predicted a new era was about to dawn in Cuba. But the political map has remained largely intact under acting President Raúl Castro.
The year has gone by. Many people in Cuba expressed frustration that there hasn't been more change, more reforms, particularly in the economic sphere, where Cubans are in dire need of economic relief. And it's thought that Fidel Castro's continued presence really puts a very severe constraint on Raúl Castro in terms of his ability to implement changes in the country.
Ariel Duran crafts and sells stained glass windows out of his home. He's among the few Cubans allowed to be self-employed. And although privileged among Cubans, he believes the revolution has done more harm than good.
The old people might see this as a triumph because before the revolution they didn't have anything and this gave them something. But as I see it, this has been lies for 50 years. We don't even have enough food on our tables.
But for many Cubans, Fidel Castro is the only leader they know and the only one they trust.
The majority of young people don't appreciate what we have. They just want more and more, but they can't have it. It has to be how the leader says.
Whether Fidel Castro returns to power or not, some Cubans say it's time for a change. They want the government to improve basic services, such as housing and transportation, and allow more of them to open their own businesses. Castro's younger brother, Raúl, is thought to favor reforming the country's economic policies, opening up a state-controlled market economy, and starting a dialogue with the United States. But as Fidel Castro's health improves, he continues to make his presence felt, and he has always resisted reforms. Still ailing, Fidel Castro may not preside over the 54th anniversary of his revolution, but many Cubans say it makes no difference, because his ideas continue to rule the island. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Havana.